Welcome to Tier Fun. I am Andrew, your guide through Modern, and today we've got Death Shadow Aggro. It's kind of a blast to last year's past when people were playing Death Shadow with Temur Battlerage, and it's also a Kiln Fiend thing in the ice deck. This is basically earlier on in the beginnings of my streaming. I ran into a deck that was essentially, I saw all of these cards. I wasn't sure what the numbers were. So I tried to recreate it the best I could. And I'm not 100% on these two Snapcasters for sure. I remember seeing them, but I don't know. Either I put the deck together, I don't know how good they are. They're never going to be bad, right, though? Because we have a whole lot of spells we wouldn't mind casting again. We have a free spell that we can get for just 2, which we usually end up winning the game if we're going for that. And the value train of Claim to Fame plus literally any of these guys. And then if you snapcast back Claim, the Claim side of Fame, and get, this is a deck on the looks of it and in practice as well. It can get really quick wins as early as turn 3. If we're not disrupted. And it can also grind out wins thanks to Claim to Fame. So if your opponent's trying to 1-for-1 you, we are prepared for that eventuality. And also if they're going to 1-for-1 you, we've got these Young Pyromancers in the sideboard. Excuse me. These are good to kind of just, perhaps, I think I'm going to shave a couple of Kiln Fiends, maybe a thing to bring in Young Pyromancers. It really depends on the matchup, but something from this pile will be cut to bring in Young Pyromancers against any deck that's trying to 1-for-1 us. Because basically all of our guys are going to be 4 power or greater. We get to run Stubborn Denial. I don't have any main. That could be wrong. I just feel like we are the aggressor. And it's okay to have a little interaction, especially when it synergizes with our Death Shadow plan. But I think we just want to put our opponents to the test. I could be wrong. This is my first time playing this deck. It's a deck I've been excited to play for a while. I kind of forgot about it until recently, and I was like, oh right, that Death Shadow deck that I wanted to play. So we're not as controlly as Death Shadow. We're definitely an aggressive deck. And let's go try to steal some wins in the modern queues. Excuse me. Basically, we've got the Biforces are kind of, I don't know how bad of a matchup Affinity is, but having an answer to a Resolved and Snaring Bridge seems pretty important because we don't have. Usually an Ensnaring Bridge deck is not going to be running many creatures. So yeah, theoretically we could get in a Kiln Fiend kill, attacking for 1, but I like having an out to it, 2 outs to it. And Biforce is just good. If we end up running into any artifact decks, I'll be happy I had them. I'm not too 100%. I think this Dismember should probably just be main, but I want to try out the Snapcasters first. I'm not 100% on these Duresses. They should probably just be Inquisitions, but that's a card that I actually surprisingly didn't have, and I didn't feel like grabbing it beforehand. But I think Duress, basically we're bringing in Duresses when it's a spell-based matchup anyways, so we won't be able to get Snapcaster, but we can get everything else. Young Jordo. I'm coming, Young Jordo. Just had to do this deck for a second. So this is 3 damage, 4-5 damage. It's 15. So we can't play an early Death Shadow, but I think we're okay. Oh, also Thought Scour is for both Snapcaster and Claim to Fame. I think we lead on Steam Vents Untapped. This is definitely getting Watery Grave because we have 2 reds. We have all the reds in the world right now. Thinking about it, this mountain might actually be ambitious. Oh, there's Mutagenic Growth. The jig's up. We're doing something weird. Okay, well, we can bolt ourselves. I think I'm okay I guess I'll fetch now. We're not as concerned about our life total as normal decks are. We're gonna opt to leaving open Watery Grave just in case we draw Thoughtseize or something. Okay, we'll pass. Now we can bolt ourselves to play a Death Shadow, and I think that's our line. As weird as that sounds. Well, if opponent's just stuck on one land, that's going to be awesome. But I highly doubt that's the case because they kept 7. They got a plant and a tower. And a Chromatic Sphere. Ooh, a good Chromatic Sphere. Or star? I think it's Sphere, yeah. I love me some brown. Oh, okay. Cancel that, I guess. Well, let's play this here, Kiln Fiend. We could just win next turn, right? Because this is 3, 6, 9. Actually, this is 6, 12. Plus 3 more, 15, 16 times 2. That, I guess we can't cast those though. So we can cast one of these. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 times 2 is 26. I can do math. And because we're not going to be needing... Oh, they got Tron a turn too late. I guess they might have a way to exile this. If so, we're probably just dead. But if not, we're winning next turn. Alright, so... let's... Manamorphose... No. Tap it this way. Because they didn't do it now, I don't think they can exile anything we have. So let's go for it. Boop, boop. We also have lightning bolts. This is kind of win more at this point. But you know if they don't concede, we're casting this bolt. Still had all these. All right. So yeah, that's exactly what we want to be doing, especially in this matchup. This seems like a pretty good matchup, to be fair. I think we want to go down on bolts and go up on duresses. If I had more hand disruption, I'd bring it in. There's also a chance we just want 2 stubborn denials over lightning bolt, period. I think everything else is fine. Maybe we want stubborn denial over Snapcaster, because we're not really trying to grind them out. Well, in that case, maybe we should get rid of the claim to fame before we do a Snapcaster mage. I don't like Snapcaster nearly as much without the bolts. Collective Brutality does effectively nothing. We didn't see anything beyond Sylvan Scrying, so that probably means they're normal Tron. I think we probably want to go up on Stubborn Denials. We'll go down on claims. I think that's fine. Maybe we want claim over Snapcaster. Let's think about that for a second. I think not. So if our creatures are dying, we're losing in this matchup because they can go so far above us. Our strength is our speed. Yeah. Well, this is what happens when you're playing a 17-land deck. Sometimes you just don't have lands. Makes mulliganing easy, though. Am I right? Ooh. Opponent's got a tester. Okay, well, they ended up keeping. We shall mulligan. Gotta keep this. I think we can afford to bottom this. We've got Opt and Thought Scour to hopefully dig for a land. This could be one of those where we just die, though. Wow. All right, we're in business. What was that death nonsense we were talking about? We're not dying. We're never dying. We live forever on this stream. Ooh, black. I thought this was green. I get this. This is probably just green-black. Okay. So this turn we're gonna hold open Thought Scour and just Snapcaster. We can get down to 15, but that's not enough for Death Shadow. So that's our turn. I don't think we're going to want to stubborn denial anything, but I could be wrong. They did get that plan, right? Yep. Another map. Denial does nothing here, so we let it slide. So they're going to have Tron next turn. That's pretty bad for us, but we can also perhaps stubbornly deny something, which would be nice. So the question is, do I hold up Snapcast? Do I cast Snapcaster here? Or do I Thought Scour ourselves? This Snapcaster could end up snapping back Stubborn Denial, so I think we can save it. Ooh, Mutagenic Growth would have been good. Okay, so we can Stubborn Denial something. It's not great. Yeah, being able to deal a couple more damage to ourselves would have been pretty boss right there. 7, 8. Oh, this feels great. How does it taste, my friend? So now we're going to Snapcast back Mutagenic Growth, just so we can cast one of our Death Shadows. Hope that was there. Well, yeah, I think we do that. We'll hope that that was there. Big plan. Ooh, for duress. So here, let's get Manamorphose for double black. So then we can cast all of our guys. I suppose this is still not enough. Yeah, that was a bit of a punt. I'm very unfamiliar with this deck, and Death Shadow strategies in general. Wow, okay. So they have a Thought-Knot Seer. That's not the best. Let's get their good Chromatic Sphere. So yeah, that was a bit of a punt. I should have saved that Snapcaster, all things considered. Did I play a land this turn? Let's find out. No, I didn't. Okay. So we get to play one Death Shadow. Opponent can't attack us next turn because they don't want to make our Death Shadow bigger than their Thought-Knot Seer, which is their only threat currently. So despite my misplay, I think we're doing it. We can also attack into Thought-Knot Seer with Temur Battlerage. They might just take the Battlerage, to be honest. Maybe, I think that's probably the right move, actually. Because a 2/2 Death Shadow, well, I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, they do take it. A 2/2 Jet Death Shadows aren't really that imposing. I would love to draw. We've unfortunately puttered out. So there's really nothing we can draw here that's going to be great next turn. They have infinite mana. The only thing we have going for us currently is that they can't attack us, which is pretty good, but we also can't attack into them. Opt is good. A way to deal ourselves damage would be great. Another Death Shadow. I don't think we want that. Okay. So, yeah. Let's just attack in. I doubt they block. And we get to play a blocker. Seems good. Yeah, if we had... Well, I mean... We'd still be behind on our Death Shadows if we hadn't Mutagenic Growth. So, maybe that play will end up working out. Oh, buddy. Karn's pretty good. Yeah. Would love to have Snapcaster Stubborn Denial here. But yeah, it still wouldn't get them because we wouldn't have 4/4 Death Shadows. Yep. They still can't attack. The cool thing is if we draw what's that card? Temur Battlerage, we will be able to get rid of the Karn. So that's a plus. So maybe for that reason, well, I guess they're blocking anyways. Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. I suppose I could attack in. Hoping to draw what? What could we draw? Lightning Bolt? We took them out. No, I think we just have to let... If they want to Karn us, they can. And they should want to trade this Karn in for Death Shadow. Well, if they have Ugin. Yeah, Ulamog. That'll do, Lamog. That'll do, Lamog. Young Jordo got me that time. Well, I know they have Thought Knots, so maybe I want to Dismember. I don't think I want this claim. Snapcaster's fine. I think everything else is good. We just got to get a faster hand. That's how we're going to win. Maybe I don't want Thing in the Ice, but I think it's fine. Well, Kiln Fiend, turn 2. I guess that's fine. It's got the bones. It's got good bones. I do think this deck has a pretty great Tron matchup, though. But, you know, sometimes Tron just gets there. Okay, well, I obviously did not want to have F6 there. My serial F6ing gets me yet again, but it might end up working out, because now we get to Manamorphose into Opt. And that is 6 points of extra damage for this Kiln Fiend. Oh, we're close. You know, maybe Death Shadow isn't phenomenal in this matchup. We definitely don't want to tap out of Stubborn Denial. Get a Water Grave. Let's just start by... Nah, I think we will Manamorphose. Blue, red. I could opt first, but then that's going to leave me so I can't leave up Stubborn Denial next turn. I could do red, black, but I think... Yeah, because what red spell do we even really have in the deck? Another Kiln Fiend? I think we're okay with blue, with black. Alright, let's opt. Another Stubborn Denial? That seems great. Can't cast our Death Shadow, sadly, but we can crack in for 7. So if they happen to have turn 3 Tron, we get them. Because this is a nice little interaction. It pumps, casting Stubborn Denial pumps the Kiln Fiend up to 4, so it's just 1 mana counter annoying Tron spell. No! Oh, hopefully they don't have any more of those. The fact that they led with that leads me to believe that that was their best play. They don't have a Karn or anything, I don't think. But I'm still happy to have this. Oh, do they have another one? No. This mana suggests Collective Brutality, which would also be a boner. Shit. Okay, they didn't get my denial. Alright, come on, fetch land. Come on, fetch land. We just win next turn. I guess I could have just held open denials out the Wazang. I can unfortunately not Snapcast back anything to deal me damage. Oh. You know, I thought we were okay with ways to deal us damage, but we've been having Death Shadow stick in our hands, so maybe we're not. Maybe perhaps I'm not being greedy enough with my mana base. So nothing we can do there. Suppose we can Snapcaster. Into opt? Sure. So they're going to grab Death Shadow, I assume. They might get the denial, but I don't think that's correct. It really depends on their hand, I guess. If they have a spell, I mean, I don't have a 4-power creature. Man, I can't believe they had Warping Wail and Brutality. Oof. Oh! They just have one of them, we win this game. They did have 2, though. So, yeah, they've got something they want to resolve next turn, or in the future. Probably Karn? Ulamog, perhaps? I didn't cast that opt. Wow, that's really bad. That's really bad, guys. I'm playing super poorly. And we are not getting rewarded. Yep. That's 2 Death Shadows stuck in my hand. So we would have probably drawn that Snapcaster Mage. But yeah, even if I play optimally there, we're just getting Ulamog out of this game. I think I'd go for the black source. Because I know my hand is at least 1 Death Shadow. This is the indestructible one, right? Yeah. So we're not... They attack. Okay, well... We don't block this one. We could theoretically get to 11. Or 11 powered. Alright. We're doing it a little bit. So we chump this one. The thing is, they're going to be able to just mill us out. Because even if we... It's not dying if it attacks. So we have to draw mutagenic growth into... Oh, what's this? Okay, now I'm going to get the red source, the black source. Mutagenic growth into... sorry, not mutagenic growth. Manamorphose into Temur Battlerage. And they have to attack with both of these guys. And also not have had that World Breaker to block. Okay. So we've got like 0 outs here. I wish this said first strike so I could not waste this mutagenic growth. Because I do think I need it next turn, but I don't think we're getting it. Alright. Unfortunate. If they didn't have this World Breaker, I think we still had outs. Oh, wait, no. Mutagenic Growth. You need red mana to cast Mutagenic Growth. So, yeah, I don't think we have outs here. So we have to draw red mana off that. Off this Thought-Knot Seer. And then we have to draw... Well... Yeah, we're still dead to the milling. Yep, that was kind of brutal. So maybe we want a couple of Misties in here. Rid ourselves of this mountain. I think that's all right. Do we want an Arid Mesa instead of a Misty? I think we're okay going down mountain because we're really only afraid. Well, that does mean Ghost Quarter gets us Ghost Quarter on a red source. So maybe we only want 1 island, and then we go 1 island, 1 mountain. Is that optimal? I think this is okay. Okay. All right, so let's run it back. So now we have 10 fetches. Maybe Blood Crypt's only fetchable by, well, Scalding Tarn. That's it. But every other one of our fetches gets all of our fetchable lands. I'm trying to decide if I want Arid Mesa. Obviously, we'd prefer to have Polluted Deltas and Bloodstained Mires, but I am loaning them out currently, and I do not have them. Well, I don't have Polluted Deltas, and I don't. Actually, no, I don't. I think I sold them a bit ago, because I don't think we have them, right? If we do, obviously, that's where we want to be. Polluted Dead, not Polluted Delta. And no Bloodstained Mires. Alright, well, that's on the to-buy list for this deck for sure. But yeah, did not play optimally game 3. We left that opt in there. That was a killer mistake. But it ended up not mattering, though it's not to say it doesn't matter, because it does matter. You don't want to make those mistakes. But we were getting raffled that game anyways. We had a plan, though. The plan was for them to only have one piece of interaction for the kill and feed, but they had two. And that's Magic the Gathering, ladies and gents. Sometimes they have it. Of course, conversely, sometimes we have it. And that's why we play the game. Because when you have the God Hand, every deck has like a God Hand. Some hands are more powerful than others. Some just straight up win the game. Some make it very hard to lose the game. But a deck like this, if you draw a God Hand, something like boom, 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 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. We don't even need this, do we? 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah. So these are really the only cards you ever need. You could obviously just do this as well, and if you can combine those, you win the game. You can win the game on turn 3, which is crazy. The backup plan of Thing in the Ice adds resiliency, and also Death Shadow as well if the game goes long. Like, this isn't a dedicated Death Shadow deck, but I still, obviously, Death Shadow plus Temur Battlerage is usually game over as well. Like, Temur Battlerage is the glue to this deck. Also, Thing in the Ice plus Temur Battlerage is usually game over as well. We're basically, matches we want to be playing against are decks that are relying on blockers to prolong the game, or decks that don't have early interaction for you. Tron, I think, is a good matchup for this deck. Maybe the sideboarding was weak. Maybe we should go more like those 5. These 7. 2 bolts. The bolt's still fine. It's a fine way to end the game. I think that's probably how I would sideboard against Tron if I was to play them again in this league. Let's move those back. Well, still nothing. So yeah, I think adding the extra 2 fetches is where we want to be. We're a little less resilient to Blood Moon now, but maybe we were just getting some BM with well, not BM, but maybe we were just experiencing some bad variants and we're making 2 snap changey of a judgment. We are just stone cold to Blood Moon right now, as constructed. Maybe not stone cold, but we're very cold to it. And that's why you want your black fetches. Boy. This is an interesting hand. But I don't think we can keep it. Like, if one of these was an opt, or if one of these cards happened to be an opt, I'd be more inclined. Because this really, Bolt prolongs the game. Bolt's good. But if we miss a land drop, we're 16 out of 53. We're likely to miss one, I do believe, on our next draw. So yeah, let's mulligan. Well, the thing is, if this was like one lightning bolt less and a 6, I would keep it. But I think we can do better. All right, yeah, this feels way better. All right. Yeah. I guess it doesn't matter because we're fetching anyways. Do you want to turn one Thoughtseize? Probably. We'll see what's going on over there. I'm going to get Blood Crypt. This will get an island or more likely a fetch. Ooh, Emrakul. Alright, so this is a Through the Breach Emrakul deck. So Lightning Bolt's not going to be very good. We might just take the Snapcaster. I think that's what we do. We'll let them opt, but Snapcaster lets them get extra value. We get to play a turn. Well, they do have Lightning Bolt, so perhaps we should not play into the removal. Yeah, we should not. I don't even know why I said that as a question. Obviously, we shouldn't. So we can. I suppose we could also bait out the removal. If we get a blue-black here, if we could bolt ourselves, that would take us to 12. That would take us to 9, so it would make it a 4/4. I think I kind of like that. It's be tricky. If they don't take the bait, though, this is the worst line, because now we don't get to opt. And honestly, it's even okay. Maybe I don't want to be this greedy. It looks like, yeah. They're opting anyways. Interesting. So I wonder if they just go for it here. Alright, let's bolt ourselves. These are the kind of sweet plays you get to make with a Death Shadow. Awesome. Alright. Any reason to opt pre-combat? I suppose we could get like mutagenic growth or something. Yeah, sure. So that's +4/+4. I think we might as well do it because I think that wins the game next turn. So we get the Snapcaster. Give them +4/+4 again. I guess it doesn't win the game, so we won't do it. But getting this out of burn range is very, very nice. So there's no reason to cast anything. I could have Thought Scoured, maybe Thought Scour into another creature and claim it back. But I'm kind of just saving this claim for this Death Shadow at this point. So they do have Cryptic up, of note, to note. I do believe we Thought Scour here, though. Sure, that's fine. So now they don't have Cryptic up. I think that's just game, yeah. Okay. So Cryptic was the only thing saving them there. Alright, so this is a Bolt Snap Bolt deck, so that's not going to necessarily be an advisable strategy going forward, but we want these duresses. But because we knew their hand, we knew how to play around all of their spells perfectly. So that was nice. I'm going to keep the mutagenic growths in there because it saves all of our creatures from Bolt. Even a 1/1 Death Shadow gets saved by it. This seems good too. I don't think we need the Lightning Bolts because their threat is really only just Snapcaster. So maybe we don't even need a Snapcaster either. So maybe we want Bolt instead of Snapcaster. Just side out Snapcaster for duress. The thing is, I don't think they can 1-for-1 us as well as like a red-black deck could, a Grixis deck, or a Jund or a Jeskai. I don't think they have enough removal spells. They might, though. But they're all damage-based, which means they're not that good against us. Collective Brutality is probably pretty good, though. Just as another hand disruption spell. So, Lightning Bolt or Snapcaster Mage. I guess since we're going to be grinding, potentially, we'll keep these Snapcasters. I might want Young Pyromancer. We'll see how this game goes. Like, the way for them to... they have sweepers and they have Staticasters and stuff. I think with an opt we can keep this hand. It has all the threats we want. And it has a way to win because of Manamorphose. So yeah, let's keep it. I would prefer to have a hand interaction, hand disruption. Land on top would be nice. Okay. So because of the land on top, I think we're just gonna shock and go. We get to opt. I guess maybe we didn't necessarily want to mess with our scry. We could have mistied. But they could be on Blood Moon here, so I might just want to get an island. They have Remand. We'll bottom that. I guess if they Blood Moon, it's not the worst because we have, well, now we have 2 Manamorphoses. So yeah, let's just jam. We'll jam the card that potentially does the most damage next turn. If their plan is Blood Moon. Remand here. Yeah. So if they remand into Blood Moon, that's going to appear pretty good for them. But they know we have a Kiln Fiend. Oh, they're stuck on 2 lands. Okay. Well, that's great for us. So, yep. Let's play this Kiln Fiend again. Snapcaster Mage. Alright. So we're just getting out a blocker. Well, they drew an island. That doesn't deal with us. Whew. Okay. I think here I'm just going to play a thing in the ice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could just attack in and then Temur Battlerage, but... well, they didn't have another remand last turn. They had a Snapcaster Mage. It's interesting. I suppose there's no harm in Manamorphosing right now. Because I don't think they have a remand. If they don't have... well, they could have drawn it. They already used one. What do they do with that? Well, it doesn't really matter. I think they bottomed with that opt. No, they put a card on top with their opt. Probably the land. Yeah, alright. I like this line. I think if they're not likely to interact with this, we'll get blue, red. Steam Vents is good. So let's opt. I think that's actually okay right now. We just want to put pressure on them. Sure, I think that's fine. It's close. We'll put it on bottom. Let's give ourselves a Battlerage. They don't have remand. All right. The Stone Cold Read was correct. They go to 1, so they can't fetch. So I think this game is all but wrapped up. I will assign 1 damage. Boom. Oh, man, that's dirty. This is dirty. This deck is dirty. I wish we had drawn slightly better against Tron, because I do think it's a good matchup. Okay, they get to snap opt here, but to what end? I guess Snapcaster Mage is the best possible draw here, right? Because we can snap Temur Battlerage at this point. All right, so they have to draw a mountain, I believe. I guess Bolt would have just won the game, right? Yeah. So we'll get Watery Grave. No reason to. Well, I suppose there is a reason to play something because we could. Oh, sorry. We could Metamorphose into another Temur Battlerage, and I think that would just win the game. Blue, red. Mutagenic Growth does not do it. So we'll play this thing in the ice and attack in so they don't have blocker next turn. Play this Death Shadow, and that should be all she wrote. It's embarrassing we couldn't get to 20, but yeah. They can't play a red source. They could have whatever that card is, Cryptic Command. We'll see if they do. Looks like they do. Okay. So the game is still going. They need to start chaining cryptics, though. I suppose Thought Scouring, well, it doesn't really matter. It does. We should probably Thought Scour to get a Snapcaster or a Lightning Bolt. But at this game, I don't see us losing this game. We're gonna Thought Scour on their turn, which means they have to interact with it. So what are they Snapcastering? Opt? Jeez. Okay. Well, in response to them casting Opt, I'm gonna Thought Scour. We're not gonna go down any lower because we're kind of at a precarious life total as is. So should have topped that Bolt. Note to self. Alright, we did not get what we needed. But they don't have a way to deal with me claiming and then claiming to faming that Kiln Fiend. I guess we could find out. Sure. So they have to tap mana here, which is good for us. So they have a Remand and they have a Dispel. So let's just get rid of their Remand. I think they should have just cast the Remand probably. Let's get back to Kiln Fiend. Black. Boop. That should be GG. Good gravy. The Shadow coming through. All right, so winning is good. Yeah, I think I like this better. Obviously, that would have gone much differently if they'd found Blood Moons, because this is a very suboptimal mana base currently, and I definitely, if I want to, I mean, Blood Moon's going to be good against us anyways, but I need at least to replace these with Polluted Deltas. I suppose we could just replace them actually with Bloodstained Mire. Bloodstained Mire would be totally fine because it gets all of our fetches as well. So yeah, one of the two. That would be a way to improve. But yeah, let's jam. Let's jam one last time. Hunter 13. We're just YOLOing in here. They want to. I doubt they want a rematch. So I doubt either of those people want rematches because I think we've got good matchups against both those decks. Like I said, I think Burn feels like a bad matchup. You can navigate it, kind of hopefully let them do some of the work, Death Shadow wise. So we don't necessarily need to fetch Shock all that often, but I mean the mana base is pretty horrendous right now. So we probably have to do that anyways. Ideally, we'd want more Collective Brutalities. Maybe one more. This is the only one I have currently, but I think I want one more on the board. I don't know what I would trade out for it. Snapcasters have been good. I haven't necessarily wanted them to be anything else yet. I think maybe what this deck wants is perhaps we'll go back to how we had the mana base before, but add in more Thoughtseizes. Maybe we want a Thoughtseize instead of the second Snapcaster. It was pretty cool to win that game with Claim to Fame, too. I mean, opponent was on mono islands, but we also put them to a place where even if they weren't mono islands, they couldn't fetch, and they were likely to lose because of our massive, enormous aggression. So even though they didn't draw that well game 2, I think we were still fairly favored to win that one, thanks to our expert drawing skills. We drew well, yeah. But yeah, like I think you've seen so far kind of, what this deck is trying to do and how it goes about doing it and how potentially explosive it can be. The only thing we haven't done so far is gone to plan B, which is the Thing in the Ice plan. And not only is it another thing we can Battlerage and just kind of semi-redundancy with Kiln Fiend. It'd be great if this was a horror instead of an avatar. Come on, Wizards. Make Death Shadow OP again. But yeah, like all these cards, while different, function very similarly, so it's fairly redundant. They're basically like 12 threats that are great with Temur Battlerage. That might as well be the name of the deck. Threats that are great with Battlerage.deck. Cards that are good with threats that are great with Temur Battlerage. And that's basically it. And 2 Thoughtseizes, because Thoughtseize is great and it's good with Death Shadow. Yeah, I'm actually, this deck has been fun so far. I'm pretty excited to jam it more often. This is literally, actually, that last game was my literal first match with it. Usually I like to get some reps in, but I was already running behind schedule on this recording. And I played the blue deck that we played earlier is actually fairly similar to this deck. So I figured I'd played similar decks and I could just run into it blind. But there was that one moment against Tron where Death Shadow was where my Death Shadow math was very subpar. It was extremely subpar. Yeah, if we don't fire here in a second, we might go to the heads up cues. Oh wait, what's this? Zolon Kid? Let's go, Zolon Kid. Sorry I left you hanging for a second. Whoa, big old text box. Let's make that small and then make it disappear. Which is technically the smallest anything can be. And that's science. This hand's missing a threat, and I don't think we can keep hands without threats. We have a Thought Scour that, if this was an opt, if I felt like I had more control over my top deck, I think we mulligan here. Oh no. It was a playable hand. This is obviously unplayable. Going down. Alright, keepable hand. Bottom that. Play this tapped. I might regret that if we draw Death Shadow, but yeah, this is burn too. Yowza. So this is gonna be a tester. So I'm gonna fetch Island here, and the next one will fetch tapped Watery Grave or something. Thing in the Ice is great here. It's the best of our draws. If they attack into it, it means they want to bolt it. But I think we just soak up that damage. They're definitely bolting here. There's no way you attack into a Thing in the Ice and you don't have an answer to it. Post-combat. Okay, well, Searing Blade. Oh, be serious. Alright, get another thing in the ice. Pass the turn. If we draw Death Shadow, we're immediately in this game, though. The Thing in the Ice is going to do a great job of holding back this Goblin Guide. If Goblin Guide attacks, we are going to fetch because... Okay, it looks like it's not attacking, though. Sure. So that's a bit of a bummer. That makes it so it's going to be hard for us to actually claw into this game. Lord have mercy. Lord have sweet, sweet mercy. So we can go to 8 here. I think we do it. It's not good, but we're basically taking 2 damage casting this, so we don't take 2 damage from one of these guys. So I don't think they're attacking. We could just we're obviously just straight dead here. Okay. If we somehow we need to draw Lightning Bolt to get rid of that Eidolon. Boros Charm, that'll do. Yeah, we're not winning this one, guys. I hate to break it to you. And it's 100% on me, too. Yep. Because that first hand wasn't phenomenal, but I think it is a keeper. Alright, so here we're bringing in Stubborn Denials, Collective Brutality, and our good friend Duress. Eidolon is tremendously bad against us, but there's nothing we can really do. These 7 cards are 1 in. I think Mutagenic Growth is a little bit too medium. The thing is that it's actually pretty good against all of their removal. But dealing damage to ourselves to counter it is, I don't think, great. I think we keep around Snapcaster. I think we go down 1 claim. I think we do that. Thoughtseize isn't the worst, though. Like, maybe we do want it over something like claim. Because we're really not trying to grind these guys out. Because Thoughtseize will almost always, as long as it takes a spell, if it doesn't take a spell, it's horrendous. But if it takes a spell, it's saving you 1 life. If we had a creature that had life gain, I'd be more inclined to keep these. I think Thoughtseize is just going to be better than Claim to Fame. I don't see our creatures dying really all that much. Come on. Wow, okay. Pretty great opener. So we do have to fetch a whatchamacallit, Water Grave here. So that sucks. So I think because of that reason, we also Thoughtseize, because then we can get a turn 1 creature. There's the Goblin Guide. Okay, their hand is horrendous. Okay, we've got this. The bad thing is this Collective Brutality is actually quite bad. Oh, okay, they led with Lava Spike. Okay, so now, okay, we can get an island here. This is good. So, Collective Brutality, Escalate, do that. Choose you. Target opponent chooses 2 life. We'll get rid of one of these opts, I suppose. That's a good play. I think maybe because I had the brutality, the ideal play. Yeah, leave that tab. The ideal play was to let them. Ooh, okay. Let them. That'll play. Let's see. We could go to 11. I don't think we do. Duress is actually pretty bad because their hand is horrendous. I think the ideal play was to just get hit by the Goblin Guide. The ideal play was to cast Duress first. Okay, this Death Shadow is going to do work. We're going to let this one hit us. This Duress is on... I think probably I should have pitched this Duress over this Opt. Wow. Okay, well, that's good. That was a good draw. We do get to just play a big old Death Shadow, though. And they are top decking. And any spell they cast from here on out, we can counter. So that's pretty great. So yeah, I think we might have this one. Because we can get in for... I wonder what they're waiting for. We can get in for 5 here, because I don't think they block. They're not going to block until they're lower on life. And I think I might even Duress just to take 2 damage. No, now that I drew that... Well, yeah, let's play it. So this is risky, but we know their hand is... I think we know their hand is air. And if it's not air, they would have played something there. Okay, so at most they have 1 burn spell in hand, and if we get to untap with 2 Stubborn Denials, I think we're just doing it. I will 100% block. So yeah, Death Shadow really helps... Oh, Duress again. With a land-heavy hand, Dispel cards are... Discard is horrendous. I think we're still on the Duress play, though. Okay, now I believe they're locked out of the game. So they can cast 2 spells here to kill us, but we can counter both of them, and we're only going to take 4 damage. They might block, which does throw it off a little bit. Well, it looks like they are blocking. The good thing here is that there's no 5-mana burn spell, so they can't remove this Death Shadow. And now our Stubborn Denials don't cost mana, so I should have Duress there in their second main phase. Stubbornly deny that. But at most they have 1 more spell here, and it doesn't look like they do have it. So I think we win. Helix, if they have 2 burn spells, we lose here. But if they have 2 burn spells, we lose anyways. So... yeah, maybe I just shouldn't have attacked. Wow, did I just kill myself? Eidolon, okay. So I think we're going to be alright. If they had, they had 2 burn spells, that would have been real bad. So we can just Duress here, flip the thing and win the game. Eidolon, wow. Thing in the Ice did some work there. Okay. Yeah, I still think the discard is fine. Yeah, let's run it back. That's pretty much exactly the way we need the game to go. We need our first couple of plays to be impactful. Whatever they are. We had the best couple of plays. We had a Collective Brutality and a discard spell. And then we need to stick a Death Shadow and ride it to victory. I think on the draw we can keep this. Stubborn Denial is great. Death Shadow is great. We have 10, 11, 12 black sources we can draw into. Obviously, this is weak to a turn 1 creature, but it's not too weak to it because Death Shadow, they're really just growing our Death Shadow. And Stubborn Denial trades 1 for 1. Okay, great. That was great. I really don't want to be shocking here, but you got to do what you got to do. Okay, well they don't have anything. Let's see if they go for it here. Bottom that land. Yes. Okay. So it looks like they're going for it. My guess is a Boros Charm, which puts us. Oh, Lightning Helix. Okay, I think we're still fine with that. Maybe we're not. So maybe the play is Thing in the Ice now instead of Death Shadow, because we can only go down to 12, which makes us a 1/1. Yeah. All right. So in that case, we're going to actually fetch an island. Give the look that we're conserving our life total. So they have free reign this turn, but from here on out, we're going to have Stubborn Denial next turn, and then Snapcaster. Interesting. Double Stubborn. So we go down to 11. That's a 3/3. 2/2. Okay, so that's not great either. So I think we just Thought Scour here. Okay. So yeah, I am going to cast the Death Shadow because just Stubborn Denial is fine. We're going to be able to Stubborn Denial a 2-mana spell. Maybe that's not good enough though. Yeah, I think we just wait. Because if they have a Lightning Bolt or something, that's actually pretty bad for us. I think we just lose then. So the Rift Bolt's going to get us. I suppose we could try to tap it down. Going to 8. They didn't have anything to play, which means I think they have removal for the Death Shadow. I think we're okay to just jam Snapcaster here. Our mana's tied up for the foreseeable future. It lets them play something, but they didn't play anything last turn. Lightning Bolt. Well, we're going to 1 here. I assume they have Boros Charm. Okay, they don't. So we get to play Death Shadow with double Stubborn Denial. They do have 4 cards in hand though, but I think they're not relevant. Deflecting Palm. Okay, so maybe they have a whole lot of those. I think we'll just Stubborn Deny this one. They're stuck on lands. Lava Spike is fine. I'm really hoping they tap 2 here, not 1. If we get to untap, we win. Okay, sweet. I think we might have pulled out a burn win here, ladies and gents. Oh no! Oh, punt! Punt, 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 punt! That's so bad. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So we did not pull out a burn win. Sad as that may be. I think there was a way to play around that, but it certainly wasn't do everything I did and just not think about it. Yeah, that's so sad. So that last one was 100% my inexperience with the deck. Let me think about it. So we just don't cast that Thought Scour and we win? We could have attacked for 14. Yeah, I mean, we did need that Temur Battlerage. Anyways, like, inexperience with the deck. Obviously, you see that Death Shadow, aggro, this deck has game against burn. It's tight. It's a tight game. And you have to be aware of things like Thing in the Ice triggers. But I think maybe we bump up the Collective Brutalities on the side. We didn't really play against any extraordinarily removal heavy deck, but if there is one, I think the Young Pyromancer plan is actually phenomenal. So I don't think I want to go down on that. There's a chance I want to go down on Snapcasters, maybe bring in Dismember. I mean, obviously we want to fix this pile of garbage right here. It's just bad, and we should feel bad for running such a horrible mana base. But yeah, I think we went. We were competitive in every game. The deck's not too expensive outside of the fetched lands. I think Death Shadow is only like $6, and you can certainly run it without the Snapcaster. Like, you could just jam Young Pyromancer in here, and you might even perform better. I don't know. So this is a deck I'm going to be fiddling with in the near future. I'm excited about having Death Shadow in this deck, and hopefully we will. Next time we play Burn, we won't accidentally bounce our win con. Oh man, that was really bad. But well, I guess you can't say I don't. I'm not sniping videos, because that's an embarrassing way to lose. But hey, that's magic, you know. Sometimes you punt so incredibly bad that you'll never forget it and it'll haunt you forever. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I am at a loss for words. So, as always, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Ooh.